everyone. Today we're going to draw Abraham Lincoln. So for this project you will want some watercolor paper. The watercolor paper is very important. It will help you with your painting. We need watercolor paints, we need paintbrushes, water, a paper towel, pencil, Sharpie, and eraser. Make sure you use a Sharpie because if you don't, your marker lines will probably bleed from the water when we put it on. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we are going to start with is the hat. So we're going to start with this first line up here. We're going to come back down on both sides. And then we're going to draw this part of the hat, just a line across. And then this band, another line right across. And draw two tiny lines down and then back across. And then you have your hat. We are going to draw his face next, so we're going to start with a circle. Part of the circle. It will be cut off at the hat. So we're going to start with that, and then we're actually going to bring in the hat on either side like this to kind of just try to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. Next we're going to make his beard. So for his beard we're going to draw a squiggly line down on both sides of his face, and then a squiggly line here, and then squiggly line on either side. That'll be his beard. He'll get two ears on either side, so we're just a C and then a backward C on this side. For his nose we use an upside, or I guess a sideways C, like this. I gave him a little smile, so just a line down and then a line across like this. Two eyes, circle, circle, and then I add a little highlight on his eyes there. Next we're going to draw his eyebrows in like that. Now you can take your eraser and draw the parts of the circle that you don't need anymore. Also, if you want to fix anything you can. I think maybe I made his beard on this side a little too thick, so I just made it a little thinner. Okay. Right, next we're going to draw in his bow tie, so we're going to kind of put it underneath his beard a little bit, so a bit of a square but covered with his beard a little. On either side of that we're going to draw a curved line down, and then on this side we're going to bring it up and around, kind of like a heart. Okay, we're going to draw in his shirt, his suit. Three lines down that all connect to a point like this, and then we're going to draw this part of his suit. So first we'll start up here by his bow tie, go down, go in, down, and then connect to these 3 points down here. And then we will do the same on the other side. Down, down this way, across, and then connect again to the point. So you'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. All right, and then we're going to draw his shoulder area, so just a curved line down from his beard. Okay. All right. So when you have it all sketched out, we just want to grab our Sharpie. We're going to go through over all of the lines with our Sharpie. You can fix anything that you might want to fix now while you're doing that, and then we will go ahead and start painting. So when I'm drawing in with my Sharpie, I do go over some of the lines twice and make them a little thicker. The things that will be closer, I always like to make a little thicker just to make it look a little bit more 3D. Don't forget when you do the eyes to let the highlight white. You don't want to cover that up. Okay, I think I'm done with my marker. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my eraser and erase all of the pencil marks that are left. Okay, I think I'm ready for my paint. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with his hat. So first you want to grab your brush, make it wet, and we're going to go over the spot in the hat that's going to be black in this top part. So we're just adding water to your watercolor paper to make it a little wet. We're going to grab our black paint and we'll start on this side over here. You can see I left a little bit of a highlight on the hat over here. So we're gonna do that with this one too. So we're gonna paint the darker spots first. You add the water first so that it kind of moves across your picture on its own a little bit. You can see it kind of just moves. And you can kind of blend that in a little bit to make it like a light gray. And then we'll just add some more until we're happy with where our highlight is. I think that's the part right here that I'm going to leave a little bit lighter. You'll want to make it a little darker down here by this band. Be a little shadow there. Okay, I'm going to make my brush a little wet and kind of blend this just a little bit better. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that part of my hat. Next we're going to go down here. You can see where we made these little bits of the hat. They're going to be very, very dark. So instead of putting water on this time, we're just going to take a wet brush with your dark black paint and just go over those spots so they're nice and dark. All right, next we're going to do the rim of the hat here. So we're going to make this a little darker down on the bottom. So again, I didn't make this wet. I'm just using the black and I'm going along the bottom edge. And then we're going to take our paintbrush, rinse it off, dab it a little, and use our water to kind of move that up a little bit. so that it gets lighter near the top. If you feel like it's not dark enough, you can add a little bit more black in at the bottom rim, and it'll move up a little bit, a little darker on either side of the hat. Okay. I think that's good for my hat. Got a little drip of water there. All right, we're gonna move down here to his suit since we're using black. So for his suit, I'm gonna make it pretty dark right here by his little part of his jacket there, because this will be a shadow. And then I'm gonna grab some water and move it out. You can see there's no bottom line here, so we're just kind of scribbling somewhat and not making a perfect edge at the bottom there. I'm gonna get some black paint and add to the other side while we're here. You also want it darker on the either side of his jacket. Just to give it kind of a 3D look. You can see it's a little darker on either side and lighter here. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Alright, I think I'm happy with that part. So while I have a tiny bit of black on my brush, I'm actually going to do the white part of his shirt inside here, but I'm just going to use the very smallest amount of black paint and mostly water. So I added a little bit with my slightly dirty brush. Now I completely cleaned it off and I just have water now, and I'm smoothing it out a little so it's not such hard edges. That gives a bit of a shadow look, but not too much that it doesn't still look white. Okay, we're gonna do this part of the jacket. So you can see it's darker here. These are probably actually the same color, but because this is closer, we made it a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of black paint. I'm gonna start here by the bow because that will be darker. And here, where it's kind of rolled over. And then I'm gonna grab some water and pull it out. If you don't feel like it's dark enough, you can add some more. Okay, and I'm going to go over to the other side. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So the last thing that we need that's black is his bow tie. I did make his bow tie fairly dark. Again, there's going to be some shadow because it's underneath of his beard here, so make sure to add a good bit of dark paint under there and then kind of pull it out a little for the other parts. It'll also be darker right in here where there's a little bit of a crease in the bow. If you feel like you got too dark, you can blot off your paintbrush and kind of pick up a little bit of paint. Put on your paper towel over here, and there's that. All right, next we're gonna do his band on his hat. I made mine yellow. You can do whatever color you want. I'm just gonna pick up a little yellow. It'll be darker down at the bottom here and on either side. You can also leave a little bit of a highlight kind of right in line with this part of the hat that also has a highlight. So I'm just gonna color in all of this and then leave that spot white. Rinse off my brush, kind of drag it in just a little tiny bit so that it blends. If you want to add some more dark over here and underneath for a little bit more shadow, you can. Okay. All right, next I'm going to do his face, so I'm going to grab this tan color. We're going to make it darker around his beard, under his nose, under his hat here, and then on the bottom parts of his ears, so down here. Be a little bit darker than up there. So I'm starting with his ears. And then I'm going to move to his face. Be careful not to get in the highlight of the eye when you're going around. If your brush seems to feel a little bit dry, just pick up a little bit more water. I'm going to add a little bit darker under his nose here. Right here by his mouth, add a little bit. And right under his beard, or over his beard, I guess. Okay. All right, and the last thing we need is his beard color. So I'm just going to use a brown, a dark brown for his beard. We're going to make it darker underneath here and right here, a little lighter in the middle. So I'm going to kind of fill that in a little, grab some water and pull it into the center. Blend it in. You want it darker down here on the sides, especially under the hat here where there would be a shadow. I want his beard just a little darker, so I'm going to add some more layers. All right, I think my Abe Lincoln is done. I hope you enjoyed doing this project. If you did, I would love if you would subscribe and we can paint again another time together. If you want to check out the links in my description, there are lots of other fun things you might be interested in. Thank you so much for painting with me. Have a great day. Bye.